know it's late in the afternoon, but we're going to have a break here soon, and you'll get some coffee and then cocktails, which is the only reason I came. I know Russ said I have been at Microsoft for 19 years. I started when I was 12, 13-ish. So I'm going to talk to you today about AI. I work in our Cloud and AI engineering group, and we have about 8,000 people that are building and implementing AI inside of Microsoft. The concept's been around since the 50s, but it's really only become tangible in the last decade. And if you think about in the last 3 to 5 years, a lot has changed. We have these amazing breakthroughs in research and algorithms that allow us to actually have some real intelligence with all of our different devices and applications. So Satya talks about in his book that AI could be one of the most fundamental pieces of technology that we, human race, all of us, have ever created. And he takes it very seriously, and I know we've had some other speakers up here talking about the culture and how you need to implement that culture inside of your business. Satya has done a great job. In the last couple of years, like I said, we have 8,000 people working on AI. We're creating and implementing AI across everything we do at Microsoft. How many people use Office 365? You're using AI. How many people use Windows? AI. We've integrated AI into every single product that we build, but we're also building a platform and services and tools and this custom AI that we're generating to actually really take AI to the next step. And so I want to talk about how we use that to help companies transform, and not just companies, but society as a whole. I'll let this build out. Fancy marketing slides that I have here. I'm an engineer. We don't build these pretty slides. When we think about AI at Microsoft, we have really 3 imperatives. We want to empower businesses, big and small, any different size, so they can actually transform what it is that they're doing internally and externally with their customers. If you've ever seen Steve Ballmer, any videos of Steve Ballmer running around on stage saying developers, 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 and he's sweating and he's yelling and screaming, we are a developer-focused company. We build AI for developers so that they can integrate it and include it into their applications to really create an innovation for their customers. And then we're looking at it to transform society. How do we help human beings, individuals, with AI? I know, Russ talked about when I first joined the AI team, it was about 1.5 years ago, I thought AI was a little bit creepy. And I was a little concerned about it. But I decided that I was going to join and look at AI for the good and be part of the solution. Versus pretending like it didn't exist. I wanted to be part of that creation. Before we get too far, I want to talk a little bit about how we think about AI and how we define AI. There's this new thing today, this new phrase that people are using. It's called the AI effect. And basically what you'll hear people say is, anything that hasn't been done is AI. And if you've done something successfully with AI, it's no longer AI. We don't believe that. We believe artificial intelligence is the ability to have computers, machines, devices, applications, solutions, take your information, reason over that information like a human would, understand it, get the context of that, and really absorb it, and then interact with you in a natural way. That's what we believe is AI. So what's driving this phenomenon? Everyone is integrating it into a business. Everyone is thinking it's the panacea. It's going to solve all these problems. And it's going to be the new little black dress, as I like to call it, for a gal. I don't know what the reference is for a guy, but you get the gist. Well, really, it's these 3 things. There's a surge of cloud computing, being able to compute and store massive amounts of data in the cloud. You need that for great AI. Data. There are more devices today that are collecting data, receiving and sending data in the world than there are human beings on the planet. Cell phones, computers, refrigerators, TVs, I mean, you name it. Those devices are collecting and pulling in data and information. And then you need powerful algorithms on top of that data, or you can't have intelligence. One of the other speakers was up here talking about, it's learning. It's like when you're teaching a toddler how to walk and talk, et cetera. Algorithms are that ability to pull in that data and teach and train. These are some breakthroughs that we've had in the last couple of years related to algorithms and AI. This is not the full exhaustive list, but this gives you a concept of how we have reached human parity in each of these different categories. So a computer, a device can understand me talking. It can understand me and my language, and even if I'm speaking in another language. It can identify not just pictures, but things inside of pictures, objects and information. It can even comprehend reading. I can give it pages and pages of text. I can ask it a question, and it can give me an answer with the context of how I've asked the question. These are amazing breakthroughs that have really let us take AI to the next level. So what are some of the things you could do with AI? If you had AI in your company and you integrated and you created an application, what are some things that you could do? Well, this again is not an exhaustive list, but these are all the human cognitive abilities that we all have. I can look at a picture, I can understand what's in the image, I can read through a video. With AI, you can do that and more. Our AI can allow you to understand mature subject matter, and maybe you retract that and not show that to the audience. Read characters inside of an image. I can talk to an application, have it understand me, and I can have it understand in multiple language, even in slang. So if I'm giving it slang words, or if I'm giving it words that come from a particular industry that maybe would not be in someone's normal vocabulary. Having question and answer sets to be able to quickly and easily get to those frequently asked questions where I ask it a question, scouring a database, and in milliseconds giving me an answer and understanding what I'm asking. And then intelligent search, being able to actually search through and understand things like the sentiment. How is the article written to be positive, negative, neutral? How can I find insights into that information? These are all things you can add to your applications today, and we have AI services that do all of that. As I said, we build AI in a couple of different ways. We have a platform, we're infusing it into every product, and then we've come across something recently where it's very complicated sometimes to solve some of these problems, and I think one of the other speakers, or someone I was talking to at a break, there's no like AI in a box where you can go into a store and buy AI in a box and just put it in your company. It doesn't work like that. So we've started working on these very complex business patterns. How do we help solve these problems through custom AI? I think Claudia was talking about this morning, and she was talking about bots and digital assistants, and I think Tiffany brought it up as well. The ability to have a conversation with a bot, have it understand you, and not creepily, I think someone brought that up as well, understand your preferences, understand what you've purchased, and not just reactive, but proactively sell you things or help you at exactly the point that you want to engage. If you go to Microsoft support.com in the US, our chat assistant is 100% using our AI. So if you ask a question, you need help on a service, 100% our custom AI. HP is using this in their call centers today. It's taking 70 or 80% of the calls off of the agent's plate and allowing them to free up time to be able to talk about more complex challenges with their customers. Being able to detect people and activity and objects that are happening in a scene. One of our buildings on campus, and this might not seem that complex, but if you really think about how you train AI, it is. There's a number of us where we are able to log into the buildings with our face. The reason that can be very important is when you think about security challenges, when you think about a natural disaster. If I forgot my badge at home, I can't leave my face at home. It's coming with me everywhere. But what if I wore a hat? What if I put my hair in a ponytail? What if I looked different than the normal algorithm that we're training it with? We're looking at all of that to be able to help people in various different business cases. Assisting professionals. Being able to actually tell your salespeople, here is where you should go today to make your sales call. Here is how you should market to those consumers. They are ripe for buying because of these different reasons. We're implementing AI systems for that. All the way to autonomous systems. And it's not just training an autonomous car. It is how do you train it in an environment when you don't have all the data? We've created these game-like environments where we actually, through simulations, are able to build a fake environment, create a scene, and actually train the AI safely and very quickly. and all the way to being able to actually help robots related to surgery. So let's talk a little bit about how our customers are actually implementing AI today. Endemol Shine Group is a company that creates the show Big Brother After Dark. I don't personally watch it. I do watch some trashy TV, but I don't watch that. But they had human beings that were looking at hundreds of hours of video and actually trying to figure out, how do I get exactly the right juicy moments to show to my audience? Well, you're able to do that with AI, reducing massive amounts of time down and pulling just the right moments that you actually want to put into production. Bank of Kochi in Japan. They're using an AI-based reception service that reads your emotions and understands sentiment through some of the things that you're saying to actually provide better customer service and understand if maybe you're a little bit upset and you need someone to come out much faster. And then Reuters. They're using AI to drive a better user engagement. So how, someone read this news article, I'm going to pair this video with it because there's similar content, and they're driving up their user engagement and actually creating more revenue out of this opportunity. And then our great partners, Globant, that we're here with today. I think they have this out in the foyer. They've been working with us in Barnes & Noble to improve the customer service experience and actually engage with the customers in a much better way and reduce inventory management time. That's key. We've talked a lot about AI, and I know there's a bit of a scare around it too, but being able to augment what the humans are doing in these locations, that's what AI is all about. So business is just one example, and there's many ways in business that you can actually expand upon AI. We're looking at it even further. We're looking at the planet as well. We have $50 million in grants that we're spending on generating AI solutions for Earth. By the year 2030, we'll have outpaced our water supply by 40%. By the year 2050, we'll need 70% more food to feed the growing population on the planet. Species are going extinct at 1,000 times the normal rate. And we have these crazy weather events and changes in the climate. AI can help with all of that. We can model the Earth's water supply. We can look at new ways to conserve. We can help farmers know exactly when and where to plant. We can track species to better understand what are their patterns, what might be causing that extinction, how do we help them survive? And then we can predict and monitor the things that are happening with the climate change. So we're looking at building AI for everyone, and we want to be inclusive of all of those different needs for AI. So I'm going to roll a video just to kind of give you the scope of everything that we're thinking related to how we're building and creating AI. So if you guys can roll the video.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's here. It's the defining technology of our time. But it's human ingenuity that makes it so powerful. Jane started losing her vision when she was 12.
California Street.
She uses Seeing AI.
I crept down
the stairs and out the door,
which enables her to read and navigate her world. Microsoft AI is helping farmers adapt to climate change.
We can use technology to help feed the world without wrecking the planet.
Enabling wildlife conservation.
The ability to use AI really democratizes science. WildMe uses images from any source to help study endangered species.
And creating new ways for people with hearing loss to communicate.
I want the exact same information that my hearing friends have.
It's more than just imitating intelligence or sounding like a human. Microsoft AI is changing every industry, from healthcare.
And now you can see these finite details, the relationship with many structures,
to engineering and telecommunications.
We are using artificial intelligence to change the way we are relating to customers.
AI lets us put people first.
The Microsoft tools really enabled us to breathe digital life into an iconic brand persona.
The product that we make is not a thing in a box. No. Microsoft AI empowers others to create experiences and potential. This is just the beginning.
Artificial intelligence, it's just opened up this whole world.
The future we invent is a choice we make.
So that leads me to ethics. Like I said, Satya has been heavily focused on integrating and building and implementing AI in the company. And there was, I think Martine was up talking about the culture. So he has driven a very heavily focused culture shift around how we think about and integrate and build AI, and that includes ethics. We have a task force internally with the codename Ether. It loosely stands for AI, Ethics, in Engineering and Research. And we have a big team that focuses on looking at corporate policies and compliance and how do we do the best that we can, making AI as unbiased as possible. How are we fair and transparent and accountable? How do we think about people's security and privacy and every different type of cultural nuance? We do a lot of research. We send people out constantly to be able to try to understand how do we make a conscious effort when we're building AI to consider all of these different things that we have to think about as responsible corporate citizens. And so we have a whole team focused on that, and this is part of Satya's cultural shift around thinking and building AI. And then I'll just lastly talk about, here's some things to think about. If you haven't implemented AI, or if you're just starting, or even if you've been doing it for a while, there's a couple key things. It is a cultural shift. You can build the best artificial intelligence on the planet. If no one uses it, it is not the best artificial intelligence. That starts with your employees. We all internally dog food, beta test all of our products and software, and before AI is ever coming out onto the market, we're using it internally in the company and giving feedback. And we're collecting feedback from all of our customers as well. It starts inside the company before you can even extend it out to your customers. It's changing really rapidly. The algorithms that we're using today are different than those and have evolved and have changed since a couple of months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. The breakthroughs are super rapid. So I guess the best advice I could give is be okay with change. It's going to happen, and I think that I took this job because I wanted to be part of the change and part of making sure that we were considering all of these things. Start small. AI is not the panacea to solve all problems, and you need humans involved. I would pick 1 or 2 scenarios, a couple of projects, simple things like I want to automate this process. I want to empower my employees in this way and take this work off of their plate. I want to remove some of the routine challenges. It doesn't have to be something massive. There are little increments of success you can have by implementing these small changes. So that was all I had. I'll be around as well out during the break. And like I said, I came for the free drink, so for sure, be here at the cocktail hour. But I want to thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.